Hello, everybody. My name is Ivan Mauricio Barrantes Leon, and this is my video for the post task video presentation for the course of Didactics of Social Science. I designed my script here, and I'm gonna be showing some resources. Meanwhile, I explain the components of my lesson plan. In this case, it's designed for students of fifth grade, and the main topic will be the water cycle. So as you can see here, the objectives, they are pretty clear, and at the end of the session the students will be able of, well, first of all, they will be able to understand the natural dynamic of water as an abiotic factor in the environment. Besides this, identify the different stages of the water cycle and the physical reasons of its change. All right, well. Um, and finally, develop environmental awareness. So, the topic is the water cycle. How am I going to make this exercise with my students? Well, I'm going to start my class. Here is the description, but I would like to explain how the class will be done. The very initial part of the class will be done using a thinking routine. This thinking routine is called What Do You See? What Do You Think? What Do You Wonder? It's pretty cool because it uses curiosity, as a resource. And in this case, it's going to be pretty simple. Students are going to take a look to these pictures, probably, using a video beam or, in their computers if we're working virtually, and they need to ask themselves those questions. What do you see? um, what do you think, and what do you wonder? And whatever they say is going to be a valid intervention. The idea with this is, like, to increase interest in the class, use curiosity, and also, um, like, make the students to figure out what the topic is gonna be about. All right, so that's like the main objective for this initial part. Right after we finish this and we conclude that the topic is the water cycle, we are gonna move on to the main part of the class. As I mentioned here, under the current circumstances, it's being, well, as never before, important to use online resources. There is this website that I love to use with my kids. It's called Study Jams, belongs to Scholastic, that important house book. And the specific menu we're going to be using is going to be weather and climate. And here in this section, when it says the water cycle, it has everything we need to study for this important topic. So the idea is to play the video, check the here, the description of these key concepts, this key vocabulary, use strategies like find cognates, these similar words that are very useful to learn new vocabulary, and like do a cool exercise, like make interpretations all the time with kids, like improve our pronunciation, like do a good job and actually have fun with this nice um, website. And also something important that I want to mention is that I'm gonna be, like keeping an eye in this very interesting theory of Cummings, the one of Biggs and Culp, you know, like having a good amount of each, like the basic interpersonal communication skills that we can use, like asking permission to stop to make interventions, like saying good job, like, like making a little conversation not related with the topic, and then we have Culp, that is the very specific language related with this specific topic of social science. So it's gonna be cool to have, like, a nice level of each, to have a nice class in English in a bilingual strategy with them. And finally, The assessment process, as I mentioned here in the in this section of the script, is not gonna be like just depending on one little thing, like just one thing. Like in this case, it's gonna be important to use the test yourself section of the website. As you can see here, it asks questions related with information they already study. But it's not gonna be the only one thing. It's gonna be the assessment process is gonna be permanent. It's gonna be all the time. It's not gonna be just a final stage in the class. And finally, here in this conclusion, well, I put the conclusion related with the topic of the class. That is, it is senseless to understand how nature works if that knowledge is not used to take care of life by changing our actions, being friendly with the environment. Well, it is pretty clear, I think. And my closing statement after this course and this activity, I can say that English is always an excuse to learn something new, and social studies and its important topics can easily be learned via Khalil. So this is a very good, um, like conclusion for not just this activity but the course in general. And that's my work. Thank you so much for your attention.